Wind Down Wednesday. So if you want to sit at the table, pull up a chair. Welcome to Let's Bring It to the Table, where we talk about how to enhance our lives by addressing issues that specifically impact our life. Logan,
Yes.
to be or not to be a simp or a pick me?
And that is a question.
Exactly. It is a question. Do you know that they said in the slang dictionary that a simp means is a slang of insult for men who are too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them. The translation of the word simp, it means to troll young men for doing anything for a girl to get some action he supposedly deserves. What do you think about that?
It's crazy out there. I'm a man. I give something, and now I'm a simp.
Yeah. But
That's so lame.
you right now you're married though. But yeah, the lame word lame is what they used to say when you running behind women or you indulging in women and stuff. That oh he's a lame. But to me that was just like a jealousy act because if this dude was able to get all the women, why is he got to be lame? Why you got to hate on him?
I don't know why they want to hate on a simpleton. Oops, I'm going back in history.
Yeah,
Why they would hate on them?
yeah.
Well, guys get jealous.
But why?
The word simp came out of the barbershop room until the internet. It's not a new something new.
Mm-hmm.
It been around for a while. People think it's used more. It's just being used more. What a simpleton it actually is, or lame.
Simp.
Yep. Or simp. So a married person can be a simp.
How is that?
It's an old terminology. It's the one that requires a person. A singleton was now it's called a simp. It's simply a person that took a 304 and made a wife.
What's a 304?
It's a tool. It's named after a tool in the garden.
A hoe?
Yes. It's an old pimp word they have revived. So the same way with pick me, but she want to be pick me. But all these words have revived. But the only way that a man that is married, be a simp, because he's catering to his woman and cause damage to the overall household, trying to take care of everything. Now they're homeless. I could see that, or call damage. Will Smith is called a wimp to Jaden. He's married, but
but he provided. He's taking care of the home. She's helping out. She's doing. So how is that him being a simp when he's doing what he's supposed to do? And and I can understand there's an imbalance with them, and I don't think that's a good
it's
because it's an imbalance.
It's an imbalance, but the thing is about it, why he's called a simp, just because he reacting to her, but he has a reason. Believe it or not, Will Smith have a reason why he simp him. But that word simp supposed to be a word of insult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I simp my wife, because I want to raise her above in a pedestal. Now, tell me this: do I supposed to treat my wife like any other girlfriend that I in the past?
No, no. You're
What
supposed
about
to
anybody I made a commitment?
no, because that's something different. That's something that's supposed to be cherished. You're supposed to respect when you have a wife. You're supposed to treat her differently than any other woman out there. You're supposed to protect her. You're supposed to provide for her. You're supposed to make sure that you don't lose her trust. And I don't see nothing wrong, but like I said, it has to be a balance. If he's pouring in and she's a taker, because I think a lot of people look at that part where these guys, they said they're simping and they're just overly doing for women. Like, for instance, you got a dude that new at a job, and the woman asks him, can you go get me some lunch when you go, blah blah blah. He goes and get it, and she take advantage of that because then she wants to do it over and over and over again. But soon as he put the law down and said, no, you get your own lunch, then he's being mean. But I don't think that's fair anyway, because me, my thought process. I'm getting my own lunch. I don't need you to get me nothing. And if I gotta go and get it, I'm gonna go get it. I just think that some women are just lazy that way, where they expect for a man to do everything for them and cater to them. And I just don't think that should happen. I don't think that, like, even like I hear women who going on first dates and they're asking men to do their hair and their nails for this date that they're supposed to be. If you're gonna do it your damn self. Don't ask him. He's taking you out on a nice date or whatever he's gonna do. Be appreciative of that. Because a lot of times they don't have to do that. Men can find other things to do, like sit in a chair and sleep. They whatever it is that a man do, that's what a man will do. But when they go out their way because of a woman and they want to impress and do things, I don't think it's simp mentality. Now, if this is what he do all the time and he doesn't know how to lay the foundation to say no sometime. Remember the conversation we had earlier when I was saying that I don't think a man is being a simp if he know how to handle me? And a lot of people will take that word, handle me. He can't handle me. Well, that's the only word I know because I'm old school. I'm over 50. So that's the word I know. Handle me does not mean putting his hands on me or handling me away. He knows how to talk to me to take my attention. And if I ask him, 9 out of 10, I'm not. But if I ask him for something or I ask him to do something and he say no, then and we're not married, then guess what? That means that I have to do it myself. That's what I chalk it up to. I know you say, oh no, whatever. Hey, but you're married, bro. You see things different.
I see a lot of things. Now I want to imagine myself. I want to say still married, and you call me a simp. I'm married at this stage. I'm just imagining this. Okay? People out there, I'm just imagining this. Who hearing this? If I'm married, you call me a simp. Just because I got pecked by the right hand, does that make me hen pecked?
Yeah, that's the word too.
Yes, but you also saying I'm a simp. So you trying to, because how I cater my woman, you try to attempt to shame me. And remember this, people out here, we talking about her as a female aspect of a simp and a man aspect of a simp.
Yeah. But a woman, that's the same concept when you look at a woman. When they saying she said she's a pick-me. A woman to sit up and do and cater to a man in every way, especially if she's her husband. She would cater to him, submit to him, and do anything he ever desired and stuff. And they said she's hollering, pick me, pick me, pick me. Because in some women, that's just in their nature, that they cater to the men that they date. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I do think that there should be some little limits to where it's not taken advantage of, especially if the trust and the foundation hasn't been set. That's the same way with a simp. If the foundation hadn't been set to where the trust is secure, then he shouldn't be simping, just like she shouldn't have the pick-me isms. You know what I'm saying?
Well said. So The Passport Brothers is a simp.
Yes. Because they want to get laid. The evidence is there. While they hollering about other men are simps, they are the simps. Because they have in their head, like the definition says, the end result is sexual.
Yeah. So I went across, I spent X amount of money.
Yeah.
I go to a foreign country.
Yeah.
She's standing out there, and each other of them saying, "Pick me." I treat him better. I wash his clothes. But meanwhile, while you go home, she's trying to be a pick me for somebody else. The next guy that comes over there. Until she get picked. And she goes over there and she treats you well. No matter it's 5, 7, 10 years. But I get what I want because you picked me. So who pimping who?
I think they pick better, pimp better, or whatever, better than anybody. You look at how, what do they call them, mail order catalog wives that people do, and they don't even understand. They think they're getting this submissive, quiet, do what they're told type of woman, but they don't even understand the intellect behind out of that. 9 out of 10, especially in today. I'm not talking about back in the day. I'm talking about these women of today. And you hear them say, you don't want your black men, send them our way. Us Malaysian women, us Filipino women, we want them because you need a passport. You need, when I say passport, I'm talking about citizenship because you're trying to get your butt over here. But as soon as you get it and that time is served, couple of years later, he gonna be looking for you, and you be gonna put him in divorce court. Took him for half of what he got if he got money, and he gone.
And don't be in Florida. She got everything.
Exactly. So that's just the way it is. You know that some people, that's what they do. Just like these Nigerian men that's hustling women, and they getting them over there so they can come over here and get citizenship. It's the same thing. And you really thinking that you getting a foreigner and it working out for you, and it's not working out for you. I know somebody who did that, was with the dude for almost 10 years. And as soon as he got his citizenship, he stayed for about 4 or 5 more. He was out. He told her he was packing his stuff. He was out. He got what he wanted. Those were his words. I got what I wanted. And she was in love with this man. She was literally in love with this man, and it devastated her.
Wow.
And but when you tell somebody something don't sound right, you know how sometimes, and sometimes I hate to say this, but sometimes when it seems like it's too good to be true, in that scenario, with the way people deal, and they think that this is the route they want to go, it's not their way. You know, you can't look at people for being who they are named to. Don't get me wrong, you know, with these brothers who are they even said that they're insulting kids in school, these young boys who are, and this was in CNN, and they were insulting these boys because they're being nice to the girl, carrying her books. I thought that was what the culture of chivalry, to present to a woman in school, in high school, how you can show her chivalry by carrying her books, buying her little juice box, bringing her candy, bringing her that weed you thought was a flower out your mama's yard to school to give to her. You see what I'm saying? But the boys today are calling them simps as well because they going after the girl. I think that it's romance. And I think in today's society, they're trying to get rid of the romance, especially between black men and black women. You know me, I'm a romance at heart. Don't take the romance out of trying to get with me. You know, but a lot of people in today's society, because they're not being picked and they're not the ones who simply know how to get to a woman's heart in her mind, those are the ones they call in simps and pick-me's. It's nothing wrong with being true to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. And if this is who you are, that don't make you what they say that you are. It's the fact that they hating because they can't be that.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be, they don't know how to be, because I gotta be hard. I gotta be verbal abusive and talk crazy to her to get her. And that's the way, the what some men and some women say, that that's what women like. They want a bad boy. I ain't never want no bad boy. I hate to have to kill somebody over trying to mistreat me. Been there, done that. I'm not doing that. Treat me right, but know how to handle me. I don't, like I said, I don't know what other word to use for that. You got to be able to take charge. You have to be able to talk to me, to get my attention. I think that's with any woman. Some women frown upon it and some women don't, because some women want a man to show that he's able to protect, if that makes sense. You know, some
Mm-hmm.
people don't get it. But when you get friend zoned, now, let's go to the friend zone part. Now, there are a lot of men, grown men, who goes after a woman and she put him in the friend zone. And she knows what she's doing. She knows that this man is willing to do anything. She break up with Ray Ray, and she calls him because she upset, and he think this is opportune time. He think he's gonna get in now, and she's thinking that he's a friend in a sense, and she just want to shoulder the crown, somebody to vent to, somebody to try to get understanding with. But the ones who are in their friend zone take it, and they willing to stay in their friend zone until they get the opportune time to get what they're after anyway. Some men want longer relationships with women when they're in the friend zone. Some of them just want to hit it. And so they're willing to do that just in order to hit it and then quit it. And then all of a sudden you see his real because you've been used to the representative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I
it's
get
the
what you.
same way with women. There are a lot of women, especially black women, who do not understand that to be a black woman does not mean that you allow your representative to come and show up. If you are being true to who you are, and they see you in your purest form, they're either going to choose you or they're not. But you got to be honest with yourself. And if there are some changes that need to be made, then you make the changes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, I don't see nothing wrong with a woman that is willing to cater to a man. You know what I'm saying? If you showing him this is me, this is me. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to show them, especially if you're looking for certain aspects in life. If you go on that first date, you should know. To me, I know some people say it take 2 or 3 dates. It don't take one with me because I'm analyzing, I'm watching body language and everything. And if the vibe don't feel right, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a second or third date. And then if that was your representative after the fourth or fifth date, and I get to really see the true you, then it's done. If you ain't who you claim to have been, and you don't like what I'm doing to try to figure it out, you need to go. But a woman is going to be, if you learn to be true to yourself and not bring your representative, and then when you get married or you on your way to marriage, and then you being all this other stuff, like I don't understand that if you're dating somebody, and what I mean by dating, I ain't talking about you dating him, Tom, Dick, and Harry too. I'm talking about when you're exclusive, when y'all have made that decision that we're gonna be just me and you, me and you. Now that's a verbal agreement. It's not something that's just in your head. You got to verbally agree that it's just gonna be me and you. We're gonna date each other. Not boyfriend, girlfriend. We dating each other because we grown. When you decide to do that, and then you say, well, I'm not your wife. I'm not doing this, this, and this, because y'all done went to a whole nother level with living together. I feel like that's you petitioning to show him, even if you're not living together, and you show him what you're capable of doing. Cooking a meal for him, that shows him that you're capable of cooking. If you keep your house clean, that shows him what you kind of woman you are. When you show them these things, and then y'all move on to those levels, and then you stop doing this, then you're not being true to yourself. You just did it to be picked and
Mm-hmm.
to get a man in order for a man to take care of you, but you're not. Your intention is not to take care of him. And they seen it. And this man married this woman. It was on a video, and he was like, "I don't understand why you cook." And she said, "Why would I?" Because her real representative showed up. He working 12-hour days, and you can't cook a meal. Come on now, and you sitting at home all damn day, and you can't cook a meal. Something wrong. You should have ran his bath water. You should have massage oil out. If you at home and you ain't got no kids, your husband is your priority. And you're supposed to take care of him just like he providing and taking care of for you. Because, like I tell anybody, a man can live in a box and be okay because he got peace. But when he decided to put somebody else in that place and he giving you everything that he's capable of giving you, and then more, you flip the script. And he's simping, as they call it, trying to provide, trying to give you the lifestyle that you desire because that's what a man do. You wrong. And that would make all of us look bad. What you thinking?
It's made everything bad in itself. If a woman does this, she's this. If a man does that, she's that. Can we just get along? Can we all just get along?
If
We
we
have
can
to do that.
take society out of the mix, yeah, we can get along. You look at it this way, like Judge Lynn told her. They had her on the thing, for a while, and people still talking about that because somebody told her that your husband is a simp and you a pick me. He chose her. He got out of a situation. He was divorcing and got with her husband. And when she got with her husband, he, like she said, he found out, hey, brother Kermit, he realized that her becoming a judge and what she was looking to do, and he was an accountant making good money, that it was going to benefit them in the long run. So he picked up and he moved and he supported his wife. They said he was being a simp. Why is that being a simp? When the greater good came, he got business out of it. He was building to build what he wanted to do in his life before he passed away. So how is he a simp when he's catering to the greater good of the marriage as a whole? He had already been married. He know what works and what doesn't work. She never been married. You get what I'm saying? So how
I
is
get
it
what you're saying.
and picking when she catered to this man? She said she catered to this man, so they call her a pick me.
Let's go higher. Let's go higher up.
Okay.
Can I go high? I want to pick on Michelle Obama.
Oh. Is she a pick me? Let me sip my wine.
While you was talking, I just thought about the Obama family.
Uh-huh.
So, if you call a president President Obama
a simp?
A simp?
And you know what? Obama, as much as he talked about his wife and the way that he moves around her, do they really think that he's that way? Is there something wrong with that? To love on your wife in public like that?
Not even just your wife. If you got it going on like that, mm-hmm, and you have the money to take your woman whatever y'all two want to do, and you catering everything, and he just ain't put a ring on it, and this just how he's catered his woman.
Uh-huh. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Is he a simp guy? I want to know, guys, because this is a talk that's been taken out of the barbershop into social media. A use will be used to insult certain guys, just like we used to use handpick. Pet. Is Obama handpick?
I don't see nothing wrong with a woman catering to her man. I'm trying to tell you, if she's able to give him all his desire, then whatever her heart's desire or whatever he decide he wants to give her. I know men that do that kind of stuff, and they said, "Well, my wife didn't want the designer bag. I spent $6,000 on the designer bag, and she ain't want it, because of her makeup that she saw that something better could have been done with the $6,000."
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most adorable and sweetest thing that he considered, and he did it, and she had to tell him, "Take it back. That's something we could be doing something else better with." It's nothing wrong with that though, because he know what she like, and he wanted to make the attempt, but the attempt wasn't needed right then until they
Is
got
that
it.
a simp?
Yeah, they would say that was a simp, but I don't think so.
Because he was subservient to her
But ain't
at
that
that moment.
that's the way it's supposed to be? Isn't both supposed to be subservient to each other? Even let's take marriage out the equation. Let's say you working on just building to be together.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something wrong with someone being subservient to the other and vice versa?
Yes, in their book, because you'll be classified as simp.
But why?
And because she telling you what to do.
But
And
isn't
if
he
you,
telling her what to do?
but she ain't got no business telling you what to do.
Why is that?
It's traditional.
That sounds one-sided.
Well, you
That
sign up
sounds
for it.
just like, oh, bruh, you wrong for that. Wait a minute. Kermit said it's those men telling other men that they're going to ask a woman out on a date, then you should cash out her $200. Now that's a simp. That's paying for prostitution. The way I see it. Why are we cash apping a female
Does
$200?
Carmen want to go there? I got another scenario. I know some bros that goes to the strip club.
Oh, he said that if they going to ask a woman out on a date, then you should cash app her $200. Now that is simple, but why would you cash app her $200? Because to me, that sounds like you setting up something that might not even happen. That's just like the guy went over everywhere. The guy that flew a woman, he showed his plan now, where he fly in women one way, and if they don't get down with the get down, he leaves them out there on the street where they don't know where they're at, don't know where to go or whatever. And I was like, yeah, he wrong for that, truly wrong for that, but they dumb for that. Because there ain't nowhere in the world I let a man fly me out anywhere and I can't get back to where I need to go. He won't be flying me, especially if I don't know him. You trying to get a trip out of a man. I don't know you. I don't know what if you're violent. I don't know anything. You seen the videos where these men have these women in the hotel and they call themselves putting them on blast. You don't know what might happen after that, after he done took you shopping, spending $2,000 or $3,000 on you trying to impress you, and then he trying to get in the sheets with you. You don't know what he might do when the camera's cut off. You might end up missing. I'm sorry. Call me scary like y'all used to in college. I ain't with that mess. I'm just not. I'm not putting my life on the line for no damn trip.
Stay like that because I know things that you haven't mentioned in that scenario that have happened to women back in the 1970s. I'm about to give my age. I don't care.
Wait. Hold on. Kermit said that they modern women tell the men if they want to date them, then he should cash out her or he should pay for her kids' food on the first day. I saw that too. No, that's a new form of prostitution in my book. Why are you cash apping her to go out? That's just like paying for escort service. You might not get the goods at the end of the night, but you enjoying the company of conversation and wine. That's escort service. Is that what we call modern today?
It's a modern escort service. Is a modern. It's a lot of things that have gone, but still have that same element. No matter how far you get it, and there's some element that been added into it. Even from the person that flying out a woman, bringing a woman in the 1970s, you had pimps that fly, which is bad for the community. They'll fly the woman in. He got a hook, set her up, gonna leave her where she ain't know what it is. But here go the twist to make her bond closer to her. Since I got you out where I got my boys to scare the heck out of you, the hell out of you.
Mm-hmm.
In that trauma moment, she get trauma. You all of a sudden pop up to save her.
Yeah.
Now in a couple of days and about a week later, you met his boss chick, and she got you on the street.
And Carmen said, "What's the link? I ain't giving you nothing." That's escort service. But bro, you right, because that's a form of trauma bonding of what they're doing, and that's not cool. But that's what gets them, and
right.
because of a woman's emotional psyche of how she reacts and responds. They don't know how to understand and be aware that this is something to put you in that situation where they can get that connection with you. It's so narcissistic to do things.
Yes, and end up more likely going to bed with you.
Yep, exactly.
And you thought he made you like you number one, but all the time he make you turning you into a trick.
Yeah, exactly.
And you trying to figure out how I got in that position.
Yep. And you were put in a position when he chose you.
Mm-hmm.
When he chose you.
Right. So it's a lot of things. The word simp have lost its meaning and gone haywire over time period. From the 70s all the way up to now. It faded away. They changed the name. Now it's back. The full name is not used. They use part of the name. If I remember correctly, you can even find that word going back to around the 40s.
Yeah.
You old TV shows using that word. But when we using that word as man, we use a particular reason for that. And that reason have faded away. It's like a barbershop word. And that barbershop word was a way to keep somebody in check or punishment, just like I say would be in a barbershop. And I say, man, you ain't nothing but hand peg. Man, you ain't nothing but a simp. You singleton, man, and could be in a crowd. Man, that's so lame. So this word have been talked so much that it have placed it in the realm. It have came out of the barbershop, out of the realms of man, into the social media in a span in the wide generation, that they don't know what it actually is, and what it is causing is a disruption in the community. Because at our age, talking now, we're supposed to be an example for our younger people looking at us.
Right.
We is not doing nothing but simply if we can, following the most romantic way to show love to our lady friend, our wife, our lover, or my main chick. Not my side piece, my main chick. Because I don't even give my a side piece. I don't have a side piece. I don't have a main chick, y'all. These are an example. Let's get this clear. This is an example. These people these women does not get that level.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get that level. So they get all treated different. Now, if the brug treated his side, if he in a bunch of man and the man knows he got a side piece, he may say, man, you sipping her. Otherwise, you doing things for her, what you need to be doing for who? Your wife.
Right.
So it's the word have came out of content, and what is you actually doing is abusing a word. It's just like an independent woman. An independent woman, a man calling them an independent woman, and a woman calling her independent woman, a woman, independent woman. Independent to a woman could be catered to one thing. I'm doing my thing. Taking care of me.
And it's not because she wants to, it's because she
Right.
has to.
Have to. So she doing them things what she have to do. And when she doing things what she have to do to take care of her, and you use that against her as they did
Mm-hmm.
during time, it loses meaning. And now nobody know making a bad thing. Now you calling them an alpha male. Now I don't know what alphabets. Now you giving the woman an alphabet. You took her out of the garden tool business. Now you start giving her alphabets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what Greek letter I am.
Alois, why are you blown away? Tell me why you blown away, Alois. But you know what, bro? I have to say this, that even with all of this that's going on, and I have to commend our black women who decided to be themselves and go out here and get their careers and do everything, because you know I think that the wrong thing that we as a black culture had done is to sign up for what the Westerner powder puffs have decided for us. We shouldn't even, I hear it all the time about this patriarchy. If we have our own patriarchy, our men, and it's been working fine, why are you trying to sign up to what the white men do when that's not what we do? You get what I'm saying?
You
What
cause a
they
chaos.
did, because of how, and I understand you want to be at that level, but why are you trying to down yourself to a level that's not even for you? Wasn't even built for you. This is their way of thinking. This is their train of thoughts. This is how they treat their women. So why would you even take that word simp or pick me and display it in such an ugly manner in order for you to try to treat your woman the way they treat theirs? When the majority of black men don't even treat their women like that. Time has shown you, even in slavery, these women weren't treated in the best condition.
No, no, they
You know,
wasn't.
his bed woman wasn't even his wife. You get what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
then, you got us working in the fields beside you, and we've been beside you ever since then. Even when you would mess up, and we had to knock you upside your head with the skillet or throw grits on you because you decided you wanted to put your hand on me when you never put your hand on me. You had to be shell shocked. These women, black women, for the majority, that's really about their marriage. They fight for their marriage when it's willing to fight for it, and if it's not worth saving, they walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But this have to be an understanding. You can't use some other culture, way of life to depict what we are and how we supposed to move and how things are supposed to go. It just don't work for us. We are kings and queens. I think we're empress and emperors. We're above their standards. And we got to stay above their standards in how we move and how we do things. If we decided that we want to cater to each other because we love each other and the wheels are balanced that way, see, our young women got it wrong. And I do fault the mothers, and I do fault some fathers. My dad created a monster when he created me because he told me I had to take care of me. And I never learned that concept of asking or accepting things from men because of the backlash of what happened when I did. So, with that being said, these women think that they're supposed to ask for everything. They think that it's supposed to be take, 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 when you hadn't done anything to be given to. You can't just walk up and think that you God gift to men when you haven't even proved to him for him to even believe that you're a God gift to him. Every black woman is a God gift, but you have to display that gift in order for a man to be with you. He said nothing. Exactly, nothing. Our Lord said we need to be true to ourselves. That's true. But we're
Mm-hmm.
not being that. We're letting people, and I get it, a lot of women who teaches their daughters because of what they've been through and the daughter is watching that they think they got to get the upper hand. No, you got to choose better. If that's what you choose to. I don't see nothing wrong with a young lady going after her career, and she should not be shunned. If she wait till she's 35 to have a baby or decide to be somebody's wife, she has to learn how to be herself. And it takes longer than being 21 and then getting with someone and then you hadn't even known what your life is all about. That's why I don't condone, I don't believe in getting married early. I didn't get married till I was 25 and I still didn't know nothing. You see what I'm saying? You got to allow kids to experience life. Everybody's not made to have a baby and everybody's not made to be married. They have to experience life. And if experiences life is getting out there doing their own thing until they really figure out who that, yes, breaking those generational curses and learning who they are, there's no other way. Because how can you be somebody's husband or somebody's wife when you don't even know who you are? You go to college for 4 years, maybe 5, and you still trying to figure it out. And the next thing you know, you being married off. How? When you don't even know how to deal with you. I learned at a later age, I can't even afford me. I had to learn to afford me. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right. I'm learning how to afford me.
Afford me, huh?
I'm learning how to afford me.
So when I learned how to afford me and to deal with me and me alone, and then I made myself ready. And a lot of people take it the wrong way that, when you get to a place that where you understanding things. Like I was told one time that I was a pick me because I was agreeing and I was aligning and I was also giving my point of view about black men and why black women shouldn't be acting the way they was acting toward the black men. So I was called a pick me. No, you ain't got to pick me. God chose me. That's all I need until the right man comes along and I agree to be picked by him. You see what I'm saying? But they didn't understand that. It was because
Hold on. Back that back up.
Right.
When a man chooses to pick you, dang. When he chose to pick you because you showed
me, but I gotta choose to pick him.
And you chose to pick him. Sound like two pick me's.
Yeah. It is, in a sense. We all make mistakes, learn from them. Yes, we do. And when you learn from them, you shouldn't punish yourself from them either.
You learn from it.
You gotta live it.
Yeah. And you move along from that aspect of it. And when you learn, a lot of us do better in our lives because we learn how to do better and don't do the same mistakes. But some of us fails to do that.
And you do know that they're trying to take the word masculinity for men and make it out of something bad now. 2 white men said that masculinity is toxic. They called it toxic masculinity. How is a man being a provider, protector, standing his ground, building his foundation, being what I call a man of all men, like my father is? Because that's my definition of a man is my dad. If he's doing everything that he's supposed to do for you, how is he toxic? Now, if you're talking about a narcissistic man, then I can tell you, I can show you that. But for a man to be doing everything he's supposed to do, how is he toxic when it comes to masculinity? So if he's toxic masculine, then how is he a simp? If he's providing. So watch. You think I'm playing? Watch that word.
I got something to say about that, but I have to say this offline. I got a theorem. I have a theorem. I have a theorem.
Okay. Because I feel like the destruction of a black marriage and black people being together is being, and black people are blinded and they don't even understand it. That they really listen and gravitating to the wrong people. Can't nobody tell you how to be black but black.
That's true. You could dress like me. You can mimic me. You can dance like me.
You can even put on dark makeup like me.
You put your hair like mine, but
That
you
don't
can
make you me.
never understand the black experience because you have to be it.
You know what? Just like there's an essence to being a man, because you have those women who really believe that they can be a daddy. They can never be a daddy. I ain't never seen a woman who called herself a daddy have anything dangling between her legs. So you have to be the essence. You have to have that essence. That's something that's spiritual. That makes you a man. Just like there's an essence in me that makes me a woman. It dominates because spiritual has no gender. But
True.
even within that, there's that essence in that spirituality that defines me as to who I am and
Mm-hmm.
why I'm able to be the nurturer that I am versus the man being the provider or the protector or whatever he's aligned to as a man. Because I'm not a man. I can't tell you everything that a man is aligned up to. But I do know the essence of me will gravitate to a man that I know is for me. That man that
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel safe, that man that allows me to be who I am and does not look at me as a mistake and treat me as a mistake. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be totally me. That's where the essence combined. And that's where black excellence excels when you get with the right one. Everything excels from there. And that's something they can never do. Why you think they having kids by us? Because they're not their birth rate. They're not going to tell you. If you look at the statistics, don't believe everything you read because they're not giving it all. They'll tell you in small print that this is not all the information. So
Mm-hmm.
you never know. Why you think they stop abortion? It wasn't because of us. It was because of them. Higher rate. But they want you to believe that it's us. It's not us. It's them. We having our babies. Yeah, there's a lot of women that don't, but yeah, but there's a majority of us is having our babies. So you can't do that. They can't exceed. We are the makers of everything. Anything you put us in, even cricket, we are dominating. And that's the lamest little game I ever saw was cricket. And we dominate anything we do. Yep, you're right. Kermit, the gender is to keep the aboriginal man, woman, and child apart. And they do. That's what they do. And that's not, and we got to be more wiser than that. We got to be smarter than that. You can't assign up to what you see on TV. And when they get that person, if you listen to some of these people who are so-called celebrities sometimes and catch them off their element and stuff, they're getting paid to do this bull crap because they blackmailing them because of the things that's going on that we have no idea because we're not in that world. We're in a whole nother world from them. You don't know what they are signed up to or what contracts they signed to. But you can't believe everything that come out their mouth. Now I can take
True.
what some of them say and I can gain some understanding and twist it up and flip it to my own to cater to how I want things. But no, ain't no way. A black man to me could never be a simp unless he with the wrong woman who's taking advantage of that fact. But as long as she's giving and he's giving, don't be mad because you ain't got your boo boo kitty. Go out there and get you one. Go find you someone that you can align up to. And then you won't have to be worried about calling the other woman a pick me. You got too much time on your hand. You need to do something constructive in your life. Instead of sitting back watching these media things and then you want to call somebody a simp or you want to call men want to call somebody a simp or women want to call somebody a pick me because you mad because you ain't them because you ain't got. It's nothing wrong with being single if that's what you chose to be. Like I said, everybody has their own assignment, and everybody can't get mad at the other for being where they want to be. If you married and you don't want to be there, get out of it and go somewhere else. Ain't nothing keeping you there. That ain't where you want to be. Everything ain't made for everybody. I'm sorry. I'm keeping an open minded about it. Everything ain't for everybody, but I ain't gonna be mad at the ones who got it because I'm getting mine. Just like anybody else who want to get theirs. I ain't got time. I mind the business that pays me mentally, spiritually, and humanly possible. Mind the business that
Mm-hmm.
pays you. You can't worry about what Beyonce and Jay-Z is doing when you ain't got your house in order.
Amen.
You can't worry about J-Lo and whoever the hell she with when you ain't got your house in order. They household ain't got nothing to do with you. Is they paying your bills? Is they feeding you and your kids if you got any? Is they doing anything to help in your household? Like I said, and I've been saying it for the longest, it's the three L's for me. If it ain't me, if it ain't feeding me and it's not financing me, I don't want to hear it. You got to be doing something in order to. But if you got to mind the business, it pays you. All this other stuff that's going on with other people, these celebrities, and you got your mouth on them about who's the devil and who's worshiping this and that and other, that ain't your business. What about you? What is you doing? You wouldn't have this kind of time to say anything if you was minding your own business, getting your own life in order. They got their world. Go get your world. You know, you in this world and you really in this world. That's why your world ain't in order. That's why your world ain't where it's supposed to be. That's why your universe is in chaos and this rumble, because you worried about somebody else's world. They stacked, they got paper, they doing their thing. Why? Worry about you and what you got going on. Worry about the people around you that are assigned to you that are is trying to build something and wanting something out of a life. Worry about that. Instead of, man, you right now, 9 out of 10, you ain't even got Beyonce tippy toes. I ain't even gonna say her money. You ain't even got her tippy toes. So why are you worried about what she got going on and how she raising her kids and what she doing over there? Is your life that miserable that you can't get your life in order? I don't care if you make $20,000 a year. If that's what gets you and you happy and you content, be happy and content. But if you ain't, get your paperweight up, get your life up. Do just that and stop trying to call everybody else what you think they are. Talking about, oh, they ain't in love. It's a business transaction. Must have been a hell of a business transaction for her to lay there twice and have 3 kids.
Yes. I got a quick question.
Yes,
it
sir.
went the form and the way to put this question is going out of my head for right now, but I want to try to put in the language that I need to put it in. And that quick question is Oprah a pick-me with Stedman? Since you said celebrity.
You threw me off. In that relationship, who is the pick me? Is it Stedman or is it I mind the business that pays me? What they do works for them. It works for them. I don't have no words to say about how Stedman getting on and doing what he doing. You know, that's they business. If Oprah is happy of how things are going with her and Stedman, I'm happy for her.
Amen.
What Stedman is to her because I don't know. It ain't my business. I don't live there. So, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Oprah want to adopt me as her daughter and help me out over here,
we be highly appreciated.
Exactly.
So we comes as a group.
Exactly. I got a whole crew that wants to be. They be cousins and everything. So no, I don't worry about that because you know they. But other people, I guarantee you, if anybody's watching or whatever, somebody's saying, well, he got to be a pick me or a simp because he running behind Oprah. He a simp. He running behind Oprah.
Yeah, but can you imagine you call that man a handpick? Then handpick.
Handpick. At least he got money.
You know what? At least I got picked by the right hand. And exactly. She loaded. So,
because you know, in actuality, just to think about it, you know, because I don't care, but it just dawned on me. Do we actually know what Stedman do for a living?
It sounds like a Martin. You don't even work. You talk about you got to go and get a job.
Wait a minute.
You don't even work.
He do work. He take care of the needs of Oprah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a job. Hey,
So
good job, Stephanie. Good job. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
it is what it is, but we put all these conditions on other people' relationship. A relationship is transitional. You say, well, she taking all our money. What is the greatest commodity that you can give to a person that you never can?
My time of my life.
Right. So every moment that person give you time, this is something that you cannot pay for. That is something you cannot buy back,
And you're
no
supposed to
matter
spend
how.
that time with people.
Right. So you paying. People want to know how it's transitional. You paying that moment for her time, or his time, whatever you want to do. The time for him to try your meal, that's trash. You use some time. Time that she want to go out a date. Time that he spend and know he ain't gonna get what he actually want, but she'll give him that time, give him a time of the day, but not in the time that he won't deem. But he give these are transition paid by time.
Mm-hmm.
So when you end up doing that, and everybody be essence, while woman can't, she don't never have time for me. Have you caused anything where she could take time for you? Because if she's taking care of her business, taking care of you, and she got to take off for an hour of work, is you worth my time? Because you dealing with women now that is more transitional or
Transaction.
with their time because they have something else to do. And she may say, I'm
I
just,
think that's the point I was trying to make about handling me. You get what
mm-hmm,
I'm saying? If you know how to handle a woman, is that you learn her. You get what I'm saying? And it takes time to do that. It ain't something that you can just look at her and understand. You have to understand her makeup. And what I feel that is wrong about men who say she ain't got time for me, did you ask the question? Did you ask her to make time? Or did you just look at her life and saw what she had going on and made the assumption? You don't know what type of woman you're dealing with. You don't know if she's willing to drop everything for you. Have you made it, especially if she value you, or even with the man? You talking about, oh, he working, all he do is work, all he do every time turn around, he going doing this for his business and this and this. But did you talk to him? Did you ask him to make time for you? Have you asked? If you're busy, hey, you busy? I just want to lay my eyes on you. I just want to hug. If he stop what he doing and he come to where you at or y'all meet somewhere just for you to lay eyes on and and to give you a kiss and to hug you, I think that's worth investigating.
mm-hmm,
If a woman is willing to drop everything for you because you opened your mouth, it's worth investigating, because time is the only thing that we have of value, because you can't
mm-hmm.
get it back. I wasted 20 years in a marriage I should have never been in. I'll never get them 20 years back, but I did ask God to give it to me on the back end. So I probably end up getting it back. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know what you know, what you know. And when you experience life in the way that we do now, and you take it and you build from it, don't complain, find a solution and build from that. But it's got to be worth living. If you looking for someone, make it plain, write it out. You know what I'm saying? The ideal person you want, what you want out of life. But first, I hope you got yourself in order, because you can't take chaos to the table. You got to get yourself in order. But you have to know, and even if you married, and you trying to build that relationship and you working on it and that other person ain't willing, you might need to reexamine your options, especially if they just think you're an ATM. You might want to look at your options because it can't be one sided. I'm sorry, I don't believe in one sided. The good has to outweigh the bad. If the bad outweighs the good, then it's time to go. If you weigh your options and there's no balance and it's only a one sided transaction, you might want to look at that again. I ain't never telling anybody to step out or do whatever. You do whatever you feel is right for you. But in anything, you got to know you can't be selfish in there. You can't. How are you in there order to build a relationship when you being selfish? God was sacrificial. God sacrificed a lot to put us here in order for us to live the life that He designed for us. We just got to figure it out. That's all. And I'll be that pick me, cause I pick me. Ain't nobody got to pick me. I pick me. I pick me to be designed and to do whatever it is that I designed to do. And then when I get with someone, if he picked me like I picked him, then we're gonna work this thing out. I got pen and paper. I'm ready. I got pen and paper. I'm ready. Let's talk it out. Let's write it out. Let's make it plain. Let's get our mission statement together. Let's get our marital plan or our dating plan together. Let's work this thing out. Because that's the one thing I understand that people don't do is have conversations.
Yeah.
And then they don't want to go deep in it. You got to understand it.
Yeah, because I remember seeing something. I don't know where I seen it. Remember what platform I seen it. And I believe, I don't know if I shared it to you or you shared it to me. It was two people that was making an arrangement to get married. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. But the marriage didn't happen because they had a disagreement where they're going to stay.
Yep, you sent that to me. I remember that.
Yeah.
Everything else just having a conversation. He said 4 kids and she said 2. He said done. That was their conversation. Yep. A house in the Hamptons. They couldn't decide if they wanted a house in the Hamptons or a house in the Florida. And that was the end of it. They were done.
They was done. They even said that we could take a vacation elsewhere. Yeah. He wanted to take 2.
Yep.
She wanted to take 1, but she decided for the 2. So the one thing they couldn't agree on is where they're going to stay.
Yep. Compromise. Compromise is everything. Communication, compromise.
Right. So you have to have those conversations.
And we got to stop having ugly words, though. You know, we make things ugly when it's not. Relationship is not ugly. If you in a relationship with someone, it's beautiful. Because only you and that person defines that. Mm-hmm. So that's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So it's just simple. The word simp is just a word that's been overused.
Yeah.
And so it's all fear. So I don't care if you say, well, you want to say it in the man of fear, the woman fear, the simple fear, chaotic fear. It's just a word that revolves with so many meanings now. It has gone.
You know what just came to me?
Yeah.
We are becoming a society of label holes. We are. We have become a society of label holes. We put label, and I thought a label hole was somebody that wearing all these name brand stuff. But now we labeling people. If you married and you love your wife, you a simp. Or if you love your woman, you a simp. If you cater to women because that's innate in you and you showing chivalry because you open a door and she ain't your woman, you a simp. You being labeled. And the people that are labeling you are label holes because they got to put a label on everything. I'm not calling the person that's being labeled the hoe. I'm calling the people that label people. They try to give them a whole nother definition of being ugly, like a strong, independent Black woman. That's the worst label that could be placed on a black woman. And some black women have taken it just like the word, the N word, the ninja word, that everybody take it as a term of endearment. I understand that, but that meant something really, really ugly. I don't care what language or what form, how you change it up to change the characteristics in it, it's still ugly.
Yes, it is, because now they changed that word from ugly and gave it another name. And I don't understand. You're alpha.
Alpha man.
No, alpha female.
Oh,
Now,
the alpha female. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's the new terminology for this in the social media, alpha female. And I say, dang, just because she talk and won't let her run over her,
Because she won't let you run over her, and she stands her
and
ground.
she's now called an alpha male,
Alpha female.
alpha female, and you is an alpha male.
But you know what though, Cedric? But
Now, don't you supposed to be getting along?
yeah, but this the thing. Be it alpha female comes from the fact that these women, talking about these masculine women who has this masculine energy, and these are the women I feel, because I could be that way, been that way, still is that way in some cases. Where I thrive in my masculinity because I have no choice. These women with the right men, they know how to be feminine. And I can tell you this, and
It had,
I saw this.
it had to be the right man, because a woman deem her respect because she have borders. And when she stand up for them borders, you insulted her. And if a man have his borders, you get insulted.
Yeah.
If a man for existence, if a woman walks up and thinks she got it uh, going on,
I know where you're
and
going.
you told her, no, thank you, I'm good. You must be a fag or a sissy or something like that, because he have boundaries in token. Or if a man said your first date, in her head, I'm going to sleep with this nigga. He say, and he took you a date and everything, and you used to guys want to go to bed with you, and this guy say, well, good night, I love you, and we have a good time and everything, and and go about his business. What, he's a fag? Ain't gonna try to hit up on me for the night, for a nightcap or anything? I was looking forward to go to bed with him. Now you got bad labels to put on him.
But why? When a man has a standard of treating you like a woman should be. Um, I think, and not to put anybody out there, but I know somebody who does not like it when women approach him, or because he feel like you taking his opportunity to chase. He likes the chase. He likes to chase women. He don't want a woman to come at him. He think it's cute until she get aggressive with him. And he has to put her in her place. And then she was like, you must like me. And no, I don't. But I don't like your type of women. So now you're offended because you're trying to shoot your shot. And I don't think a woman should have to do that.
Even if a woman does shoot a shot and get turned down,
she should bow out gracefully, just like
right,
a man
out gracefully. At the same time, I'm not going in the other attribute, but I want to concentrate on this one attribute.
Attribute.
Attribute
Mm-hmm.
is that because he have a standard by himself, but you got a standard, and you didn't meet that criteria. If I say I don't want to go to bed, I don't know you,
Right.
and I'm not that type of guy. I've got to get to know you. You know, I want to wait 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go and walk in talking to you
Mm-hmm.
because I just took you out of the date and say, what, I'm not worth it? I don't know you. So I want to know if you work. I want to get to know you.
But
So
if every man thought like that and did that, we wouldn't have women flipping the table. And because this is the nature of, that's what I was telling you about the environment of how
mhm.
where people come from. 9 out of 10, she came from that environment where she had to put out to get out. You get what I'm saying? That this is what men told her what men wanted. That you want me to feed you, you gotta do to do. You know what I'm saying? And so if she comes from that environment and then she gets with a man that wants to respect her and and treating her with utmost respect, she don't know how to handle that because that ain't what she used to. You think about it. When you got it was one, do you remember that social media where this man took this girl out on a date and he wanted to pray and she acted a fool because she wasn't used to that and he just wanted to pray over her in the meal? I said, what woman wouldn't want that? You see what I'm saying? And but there was women that saying that he didn't have no business doing that. Just like a lot of women said, I could open the door myself. Why would you if he's willing to open the door for you?
See, that's the problem right there. That's a problem right there
That's
because
because of
we
that
taught when
feminism.
you took the small kid, taught that small kid, that guy that is simple, and you made her not want to accept a person that treating her as a woman or a woman treating a man as a man.
Mm-hmm.
You separate them.
Yeah.
And let's go simply back what Kermit was talking about, the separation. We have to be watchful and wise than the serpent.
Mm-hmm.
You have other agendas out here, and just like the agenda that you set forth towards the two males, you have separate genders that making you not a gender, and just because you don't swing, that don't make you a man, and just because she have an interest doesn't make her a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So you have these things that align. So society are changing the roles and information roles of things that history show have destroyed countries
Yeah.
because certain about that. The Greek was once a powerful nation. And the reason I brought to see something in it because I'm looking, yeah, I went way back, but concerning all the pagans that we celebrate today and what the true nature of those pagans and where they came from, mostly from, those civilizations no more exist in that ramification anymore.
Because they evolved
They revolve based on what?
based on the now.
Based on it now.
You
But
look
them
at
celebration now, this country, these other countries have revolved in kicking it out, won't let it in, or they seen what it had done to other countries and caused them to fail.
mm-hmm. So
Now,
are you
if
saying that a totalitarian government is needed?
on sexuality,
On what now?
on sociality, because you look at
But if
because
we
you
do that, then what happened to freedom of speech?
on sexuality, not sex,
You said
because you
sexuality.
yes,
Oh Lord, that's a whole nother taboo that we're going to talk about near the end of the month. The taboos. But no. I think that there should not be a totalitarian government on sexuality. Because if you trying to tell me what I can and cannot do, or like they used to have these rules, I still got that list. Remember that list I was showing you of all the different stupid tail laws that you can't have, like one, for instance, just so y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a law out there that says you're not supposed to have sex on Sunday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or you'll go to jail. How was they supposed to know?
Yeah.
Who's gonna
And,
tell?
and you wasn't charged for adultery in a certain particular state unless you did it twice
Yep.
with the same
Or in
person.
Mississippi, I know for a fact, like in Mississippi, if a woman owned a sex toy, she's supposed to go to jail.
Yeah.
Arrest me then. But these are the taboos
And that look like a man's law right there. I
yeah.
had to point that out. That's not my
All of
woman.
it is
That's
a
a
man's law. All of it is a man's law. The taboos that we live by, which is stupid. But anyway, like I said, that's later on. But Ron, give your 2 cents.
my 2 cents. Stepping it been as an overused word that been used in our society and lost its meaning. I don't even know what the word means anymore. Even the little kids using the word, they don't know what it is.
But they
Man,
show hurt feelings about it.
right. So we're hurting our future, our relationship by using it. But frankly, I have to use this crochet. And I hope you don't get dinged for that, me using this gone for the win. Frankly, Charlotte, I don't give a damn. I'm a man. You can call me henpeck, a simp. What I choose to do for my woman and my woman decides to do me ain't none of your. I'm still going.
I'm just clapping to that part.
I'm still going. I'm not over yet. It's a to be continued. I don't give a care.
No. Whoa. Slow down, Slow down. But I get your
But
point.
you gotta be a man about it and understand that if I pick her, you can call her pick me all you want. Because she picked me and I picked her. So we picked each other. So both of us are gonna pick each other, and we both gonna be pick me's, and both of us are gonna simp each other out. If you don't like it,
That
but
sounds
if
that could be a right if you think about it. Let me stop.
if you do not like it, attribute. If you do not like it, please add $1 fund for I could stop simping my woman. For $1, for every dollar you give, I will stop simping.
Just a dollar. Oh, I'm way. If you want me to stop being true to myself, then you got to pay way more money than $1 for me. I'll give you the cash out.
I said for 1 second. 1 second. I'm not finished.
Oh, okay.
And every minute, it doubles.
I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you.
Then we start stepping each other. Mm-hmm. And we start living it up off your. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, his plane is landed. This is the thing. I'm a firm believer into thy own self be true. If you can't be true to yourself and you worried about what society is saying that you are supposed to be, then you got a big problem. Because if it's making the person that you with happy because of who you are and you're happy with who you are, then you have no struggles. It doesn't matter. You're not sleeping with society. You're sleeping with one individual. And trust me, If you're sleeping with one person, or even if you're in a poly or whatever, or Harlem, or whatever you got going on, it's hard enough to deal with one, but then you got two or whatever. But if y'all chose this and this is what you down for, then be okay with that and stop worrying about what society wants you, where they want you to be. You know, I've seen people who are in poly relationships, like they're married and they got a girlfriend. Not the girlfriend got the husband or the girlfriend got the wife. They got a girlfriend. So when one decide they want to break up, they both break up. That's the agreement of their foundation. Even if the woman decided she just want to be with the woman and she don't want to sleep with the man, she can't do that. If the husband say I want her gone, they break up together. I've seen that where people, you know, they talked about that, you know, because they set the foundation and their rules, and a lot of people still feel like they wrong because they bringing someone else in the bedroom. My thing is, who are you to tell them what floats their boat? They do what they want to do. You don't pay the bills there. You can't tell them what's right for wrong, because your right and wrong is you by yourself. You ain't got nobody. So how you gonna tell somebody something when you ain't got nobody? Can't tell nobody nothing. Get your life in order. Just like me being called a pygmy. I got what I want. I'm doing what I want. I'm not a pygmy. I am the chosen one. And if a woman would get that in her head that she is the chosen one, then you have nothing to worry about.
Right.
Nothing. Just because everybody ain't choosing you, that's a good thing. Because that means that there's room for the right one to choose you. And then you choose them and you make sure that they're the right one. But other than that, I say to thy own self be true. If you're the type of woman that love catering to your man, or as they say, build a man, then be okay with that. A lot of women frown on other women who like to build men up. There's nothing wrong with you doing what you're supposed to do, which is nurture your man, build your man up, encourage your man, and be there for your man. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not supposed to sit there in silence and let your man suffer and try to figure things out. Your job, your assignment is to be there with him, not behind him, not in front of him, but beside him. So get it right. You have to decide y'all have to decide how you want that relationship to go. So there's nothing wrong with being a simp. I wish a man would simp me. I will pick him through the hills and the mountains. I will cater to him in a fashion that he would never forget. Because to be submissive means that he submit to you. And in women, if you don't understand something, and everybody can tell you, I'm a queen at being a control freak. But the one thing I learned about being a control in the way that I am, that if you find you the right one, you lose control to have control. So control is never lost once you lose it. And now, if that's something you can't pick up and figure out, then I suggest you think about it, and then you will understand. To have control is to lose control.
Right.
But it's got to be for the right one. And then when that world is set and you're able to give yourself in the way that God intended as a woman to do for the right man, everything else will work out. But he got to be the right one. Just like a man simping for a woman is nothing but another word of being a servant being submissive. So if he's being submissive to the right one, he's not a simp. He's loving on his woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you can't let society tell you it's something wrong with black love. Black love is the most beautiful and the most magical thing that's ever laid foundation on this earth. So all I'm saying is stop allowing these label holes put labels on you. You are to whom you are. So to thy own self be true. And with that being said, next week, Wednesday, you know what? Isn't next week supposed to be the love week? Everybody getting ready to get them appointments to get their hair done, nails done, lingerie done. All this, I call it the freakazoid of freakazoids for one time in a moment. Some people got rosters lined up from now till next week, Tuesday, because it's Valentine's week. Well, the day after that, we're going to be talking about the mirage in the relationship desert. I'll say it again. The mirage in the relationship desert. Not getting
Okay.
more deeps on that. I'll talk to those who I want on the show regarding this. But other than that, I want you to think about what I just said, the mirage in the relationship desert, because there is one. Just like this mirage they try to play on us with these labor holes calling people simps and pick-me's. There's a mirage out here, and we got to wake up. We got to wake
True.
up. So
Yeah.
I'll see y'all again at 7. We're going to try not to go over time. I did it on purpose this time because I couldn't. I know it's supposed to be an hour, but forgive me. If you don't, then okay, who cares? So, with that being said,
Well, it happens like that. You know, when you have the after the show, we just carry on. It's an hour show. If you notice, we went far a little that way, a little that way. But, you know, it is what it is. You get a little extra. You got a little time for your time. If you want to stay on, if we decide to keep you on this conversation, if we decide.
yeah.
If you thought anything was bad, we had to say, and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't have nothing to say, what you supposed to do?
Scroll on.
Scroll on, and if what's no longer being served,
Oh, if love yourself enough to leave the table when respect is no longer being served. And with that being said, we bid you all good night.
good night.